how's it going? It's me, Yoko. For those who don't know me, I am a Japanese living in Japan who is a huge Trump supporter, and today I would like to talk about this random video that I came across the other day on Facebook, which comes from CNN. The CNN post says, people are saying Donald J. Trump has some pretty common speech habits, some might call them Trumpisms. Recognize these, and there's a video that's like a compilation of most frequently used phrases by President Trump, which is like disasters and believe me and that sort of things. And the video clip itself doesn't seem to have any political opinion as far as I can tell, but there's an article to it which analyzes the habits of President Trump, which is like whatever to me. But what caught my attention was the comment section, because it was on Facebook, as I said, and the most thumbs up comments had like over 5,000 likes, and I was like, wow, what does it say? And it said, something I really miss about Obama is hearing him speak with eloquence. I can't stand this guy. He has a second grader vocabulary. Like, when I read that comment, I was like, no, woman, you are being like a second grader to judge on politicians by eloquence. You know the type of people who have eloquence? Liars, swindlers, scam artists, and all sorts of bad people. They have eloquence. Seriously, man, like, what a naive American woman. And the rest of thousands of Americans who liked her comment. So Obama with eloquence is what some people seem to miss, but if Obama was in Japan as a Japanese politician, he would be called by us conservatives as Intelli, and in English it's called Intelligentsia. When talking about political thoughts in Japan, there are mainly 7 categories of people that we Japanese usually use, I think. Like, if you try to define like academically, things might be a little bit different, and especially leftist groups have different labels, but the basic idea would be, I think, 7 groups. So from the right to the left, it will be first kyokubu, meaning extreme right, and then uyoku, right wing, and then netoyo, meaning internet right wing, which I should probably make a video on because it's kind of confusing. And then hoshu, meaning conservative, and then nonpori or mukanshinso, meaning non-political, and then sayoku, left-wing, but we write this in a simplified way. Like, the way of writing is called katakana. Well, I can ramble in another video, but and then kyokusa, meaning extreme left, which can be labeled in many different ways. And for the most part, we only use the battle between conservatives and left-wings somehow. But anyways, we call the left professors, teachers, government officials, lawyers, journalists, critics, artists, and all sorts of leftists in this certain educated class as Intelli. And these Intelli people could be called as Japanese establishment, but I'm not sure, so I have to check with experts here. But what I can say, at least right now, is that especially after the World War II, those kinds of people were all forced to turn red with GHQ policies because patriots were purged and they were threatened and everything like that. So when we Japanese use the term Intelli, it's kind of an insult today, even though it might have been a compliment before because they were educated. But yeah, especially when conservatives use the term, we usually mean that Intelli people are those who know only how to do school studies and look down on others, and yet they could be kind of useless in the society, because what I mean is they are the kind of elites who know only how to obey, even though they think that they're better than us for some reason, but that's the only thing that they're good at, to obey with a certain type of knowledge or certain way of thinking. And those controlled people are egoistic because they get good grades or good salary, and yeah, it's pretty pathetic and absurd. It's like they are happily colonized in their freaking brain even today without knowing, and it's really, really pathetic to me. Anyway, so Intelli is a word that you should know when talking about politics in Japan, because you'll be hearing that a lot, especially from elder Japanese conservatives. And if you know the term, they'll be like, oh, you know a lot, right? At the same time though, I have to say that the term might be kind of getting old, because things are changing here. The structures here are changing, so it might be getting old, but I personally think that it's an important aspect to remember. Anyway, what I wanted to point out in this video is, unlike the majority of people in the world think, or people on Facebook like this think, Obama, as you guys know, isn't the ally of Americans or minorities regardless of his race. I don't know what other conservatives here think, but I think that Obama belongs to the Intelligentsia. He's a freaking lawyer. Like, he graduated from Harvard Law School or something. Like, the educated class that looks down on uneducated people or that exploits from them, basically. And here's the thing. If you think intelligentsia with eloquence is cool, it probably means that you have a mental problem to believe that you are inferior to them just because of the lack of certain education or knowledge, or because you are one of them and being defensive of yourself. But we need to remember that there are lots of elites that are dumb, so don't get deceived by decorations like degrees or social status or eloquence, even though it's socially a plus to have them. Like, don't get me wrong, like those decorations, like degrees and everything, are fantastic. And it's good if you have them, but I'm like, you shouldn't judge people by that, you know what I mean? I just don't want people to fall into what communists call useful idiots or generally a tool. Like, we need to be all aware that people with evil intentions can have flawless talks with good delivery. You know why? Because their words are planned beforehand after analyzing their targets. And they can prepare traps for you. You know, there are always criminals and corrupted politicians and business owners and whatsoever in the world with eloquence. So instead of being obsessed with what people say, you need to read between the lines of what people say. Now let's look at President Trump. He uses simple expressions, simple examples, and most importantly, he builds his character by his repetitive way of speaking. Meaning that what CNN and their followers thought was stupid of President Trump is actually something very smart of him. Why? Because the majority of people in the world, not just in America, are simple-minded. So, simple approach works best for simple-minded people. Great strategy. You could even use me as an example, I think. You know, like, I'm a YouTuber and I have this goofy, arrogant personality in my videos, but believe me, I don't speak like this in real life, fortunately or unfortunately, because this is my character. I have this personality in my videos because it's what makes my content more interesting, I hope. And it's no wonder why Donald Trump sounds so much different from before his TV career. Like, you can tell that he gained that way of speaking while his career. So that you can tell that the way he speaks today is his intentional character for the public appearance. And here comes the most important thing in this video, which is that it's so naive to want eloquence in politicians, don't you think? Like, if you want eloquence, just go watch TED Talks or something. That's where eloquence is. Like, if you really miss eloquence, don't go to politics, but go watch presentations by professionals. Of course, it would be nice for politicians to have eloquence and they should be working on it, and it would be a problem if they don't have any eloquence, like if they can't speak well, but it shouldn't be a measure of politicians, because what matters more is the result of what one does, don't you think? Like, what matters more for a politician is the action and its results. In Japan, there's a common phrase that's often used in politics, which is seiji wa kekka, meaning what matters in politics is the results. And here comes the important question. What kind of action did Obama take? What did he do? And what is President Trump doing right now? What kind of action is he taking? Those questions are the very things that matter, but is it just me, but CNN is trying to distract people from seeing that by this entertaining clip? I have a feeling that CNN might have thought of this video clip as a win because both Trump supporters and Trump haters will enjoy the clip, and plus America is a country of freedom. But I'm like, politics isn't for entertainment, it's about people's lives and deaths. Seriously, I want you guys to understand that even someone outside of the US like myself knows that Obama created disasters and that President Trump is busy trying to fix those things, just like our Prime Minister Abe had to do after our democratic administration in Japan. And conservatives here in Japan, as I said before, can easily relate to President Trump because we know his situation and we are going through actually the exact same thing. And maybe you'll be like, what disasters do you know? And as a nation, I have to say, look at North Korea. It's a great example. We Japanese knew that Obama's approach was bad, like not only his strategic patience, but also the forced agreement between Japan and South Korea, which only gave benefits to North Korean power and made East Asia unstable. And what happened to President Park after that? And South China Sea and so on, like there are many other things, but anyway, so we were calling Obama like muno, like incompetent, and we Japanese conservatives have been criticizing Obama for years, and the only reason why you might have not known about it is because we have a language barrier in between, which I'm trying to get rid of, obviously. Like seriously, like it's not only America, but there are many problems that Obama created for Asian countries as well. Too bad that my country didn't have power. But to look up the bright side, it's not only American people that are happy that America is back. With that being said, if you are an American and if you don't see the current international threats grew during Obama administration and Obama had a lot to do with everything, congratulations, you're officially an idiot. It's a common sense that present is a result of the past, right? Like, so why don't you figure out who created the current situations? What I mean is, if you think that the current problems are all coming from President Trump, you're something that I can't even describe. So my American friend was sharing this amazing article from Foreign Affairs and it was very much recommended, so I read it. Like, obviously, look at this. I studied like a student, like, oh my gosh, like highlighting, using dictionary and everything. The ultimate summary of this article would be that during Obama administration, things got historically worse, like nearly to Cold War era possibly, meaning that Obama left bigger problems than he inherited. But even as a successor to such a leader, President Trump is actually doing well, being consistent with the established US policy and everything. So what I'm trying to say in this video is that the former president with eloquence is responsible for a lot of this historical chaos that we're all in. And the man people make fun of for his speaking habits is actually fixing things while the mainstream media is trying to deceive people into thinking that he is not. And my question is, how could someone miss the speaking habits of somebody that basically ruined the entire world? Like, why would someone miss him? Because he's black? Because he has a soft voice and he has eloquence? I even wonder, like, maybe some American people think that having black president is good because they don't have to feel like racists or some sort. Why would people miss him after everything that he has done? Like, do they know what he has done? Like, I mean, I don't personally know Obama. Like, perhaps he has a good heart, like people want to believe, and that's okay, but that doesn't make him a good leader. You can all see the results of what he did as a leader, and I wouldn't be proud of that. I'm not trying to trash talk American past, like Japan couldn't help America, obviously, and also we have the same history of democratic administration. So I should wrap up this video, but I have to add something else, which is that I'm aware that some American conservatives are criticizing Trump administration for bombing Syria and so forth, but I personally think that this is politics, right? Meaning that I would say it's about psychological battle and efficiency and all sorts of aspects at the same time. So you can't just look at one little aspect with a magnifying glass and judge the entire picture. Because oftentimes in politics, anywhere in the world, politicians tend to send hidden messages in what appears to be unrelated things. So we have to read between the lines always. Oh, by the way, I will leave the link to this article if you want to read it. I mean, it's probably like you need a subscription, but you can read one article per month or something. That's what I did, but anyway. But this is not the only article that's pointing out that President Trump is actually doing well or in control. So I'm hoping to cover some other articles, including Japanese ones, Oh, well, probably only a couple in total, but in order to read what's really going on in the world today, you and we need to interact more. I need to make more videos, obviously, but yeah, we need to learn about each other's countries better because we need each other and we are in this together. And most importantly, we need to start winning against the liberals and communists, because the reason why this world is in chaos is because we keep losing. I'm not trying to imitate President Trump, but it's the truth. Like, we need to win against liberals and communists so that we can bring peace to the world. And if the mainstream media can't be trusted, or if they get in the way, we can always just talk to each other darkly. What an amazing generation we're in. Anyway, I want to talk more, but I should probably end this video here. So if you want more of these videos, subscribe to this channel if you haven't, and also tell your friends and families about this, because I don't think I'm exposed much. And also, if you could please check out my Patreon page, links in the description. So yeah, that's where you can be my daddy. Just kidding, or not. Anyway, again, thank you so much for watching, guys. It means a lot to me. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I will talk to you guys later. Okay, bye.